So here it is, your very first look at the Cataclysm, which is going to be coming to Anthem here. Now, Bioware recently did a live stream going over all the new details related to this Cataclysm, talking about the new map. Yes, the Cataclysm is going to be on a whole new map space. I would call it like a mini open world, which will have several arenas and bosses. I'll show you that map in just a moment. And then also they did talk about the loot related to Cataclysm. So there's going to be new weapons, new vanity items, and it's going to be like a progression over 8 weeks. So that's going to be definitely interesting. But yes, tons of details and new changes to luck, because they're going to be removing luck and they're going to be making it like a baseline luck for basically everything, and that should up your chances of getting loot. But hey everyone, what's up? Open World Games here. We've got a lot to talk about. The live stream had so many details, so let's sort it out here. So, yeah, we're going to first of all explain exactly what this Cataclysm is. So yes, of course, it's going to be a huge storm, and you'll take damage when you are in this storm. But yeah, it's going to be an 8-week-long event, which will take place on a new map where the storm is raging. Now, this is what the new map is going to be looking like right here. And it's like a semi-mini open world, I guess you would say. As you can see, you have several arenas which will be providing puzzles, which you will be earning score and stuff like that. More on the score stuff in just a moment. I'll go over that in just a moment. But there will be the boss Vara on this map as well. But yeah, basically what you will be doing is going into this storm from the very beginning. You'll start off at this safe spot, and they also just show off a brand new communication menu where you can do emotes. You can, kind of mark stuff and communicate in that method. But you start off in that safe bubble there, and then you go out into the storm and you start taking damage. As you can see by this stability meter at the very top, you're taking damage. It's going down. You do not want that to turn red and go to 0, basically, or you're in real trouble. You die, and I believe you respawn somewhere else. Now, the goal is to get in here and to solve these arenas and to earn points through this brand new score system. As you can see to the right there on the UI, you have a score and you have a multiplier, and the storm, taking damage in the storm actually helps you increase that multiplier. So from what I see is you're going to want to keep going from arena to arena, keeping your multiplier as high as possible and trying to remain in the storm as well. So that's definitely an interesting aspect to this whole system. But one thing that's really important to note here is that you are going to want to open up a safe spot right here. You're probably wondering, well, how do you escape this storm? You're going to want to shoot this red orb right here, and that's going to expand a safe bubble for you to walk around in and to take down these enemies without the worry of taking damage from that storm. But I believe that's going to reduce your multiplier by doing that. So you're definitely going to want to allow that to cave in on you, because it will cave in on you again and you'll take more damage, and then you're going to want to hit that red orb again. So that's basically how some of the gameplay mechanics work with this. But we're going to get into talking about the new rewards and stuff like that related to this Cataclysm. So yes, again, it's going to be an 8-week-long, event, I guess you would say. The first 2 weeks are going to be considered the pre-events, where you will be getting your vanity reward items during the first 2 weeks. And then there's going to be 3 new missions. There's going to be like a whole new story. I'm going to go over the story details at the end of this video for you guys. But there's going to be a new story with new cinematics, new characters and stuff like that. And then the new map as well. And then, of course, the new system, scoring, versions, and leaderboards. Going to talk about that here in just a moment. And then new power related to the new items and the new weapons that you will be getting. So, yes, let's go over that right now. So, after the first 2 initial weeks, there will be the 6 core weeks of the Cataclysm events, which will be beginning to introduce the new weapons and other new loot, and we'll see an increase in power for these new items as well. Now, luck, again, will be removed per item and is now baseline in the game. And again, they say that should be helping with the entire game as well. Now, the new systems are going to be extremely important to pay attention to, because there is going to be a time limit when you are in the Cataclysm, and that's going to encourage you to try to get your score as high as possible for the time that runs out. Then you will have to exit the Cataclysm, get your reward based off of your score, I believe. So that's going to be very interesting to see how high of scores everyone can get. And there's going to be leaderboards, so your squads can kind of compete against one another and see who is the best of the best. Now, they did not show them solving puzzles in this live stream. They didn't want to spoil that, so there will be intricate puzzles to solve with these arenas, which will of course boost that score even further going into this Cataclysm. Now let's talk more about the loot. So new weapons are coming, new masterwork gear, melee equipable slot. That's definitely an interesting one for sure. And then they mentioned all new items will, of course, have that new high power level than existing items. And new items will be 5 levels higher, than previous items. So that's how that's going to work. But let's talk about the melee slot. You're probably wondering, well, Robbie, please tell me more about this melee slot. Does that mean new melee weapons? So it doesn't mean exactly new melee weapons. They gave an example of what they were talking about. So with the Ranger, for example, you have your shock mace, and you could turn his mace into a detonator instead, and you can earn, of course, masterwork and legendary versions of these down the road. They want every suit going forward, every javelin, to have the option to use melee as either a primer or detonator. Masterwork, again, and legendary support gear are coming to the game, by the way, in this next update. So if you didn't know that, that is also going to be coming to Anthem as well. So that's really cool to know right here. So here's what they said about that as well with the Cataclysm loot. Again, the rewards, it's going to be interesting how they do this all, because rewards are going to be where you progress through the weeks. Don't expect like the best weapon within the first week. They really want you staying around for the full 8 weeks of this Cataclysm. Now, they did actually mention a currency you will be earning during all of this. And I think this ties to the first 2 weeks and the vanity items. At least that's what I'm thinking. Because the currency is going to be tied to a brand new vendor that is going to be at Fort Tarsus. You'll take that currency and you will be able to purchase what they call war chests. Now, a lot of people were like, that sounds like loot boxes, and it's probably very similar in that they're going to be similar to also the vanity chests that we saw with the stronghold. So the concern, of course, with that is they are introducing loot boxes, and your chances of getting something really cool are very limited. Now, they're showing Vara right here. They're not even going to mess around with the boss because they want to save that up for everyone. And of course, they did mention that it is work in progress. It's an early build that they are showcasing right here. All right, so let's keep going, because they did also talk about the inversions. So let's talk about the inversions a little bit more. Probably wondering what those are. So it's going to be basically a gameplay modifier. They're going to be introducing stuff like every week where, for example, he was just giving examples, throwing out stuff like your ultimate would be 400% faster, or shotgun or SMGs would do double the damage or something like that. That's the type of modifiers that they're thinking about introducing, and they really want feedback about the inversions, from the public test server. And yes, it is time to talk about the public test server. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I get involved with that one? So they first of all expect this public test server to last for 2 to 3 weeks. Now, anyone who is on PC and has Origin EA access can participate. Now, they want for you to test the gameplay first, and then they will patch in the new loot system later on, and they want feedback about that as well. So they will also be designating days to play this test server. It's not going to be playable 24/7. The idea is they want to have everyone clustered in together on the server basically at the same time, and that way they can get better numbers, analytics, and stuff like that related to what is going on with this Cataclysm. Now, I wanted to mention something about the live stream. They really didn't mention what is going on with the actual loot system, with the loot drop rates and stuff like that. That's a big concern, because even if there is new loot, a lot of people are wondering, well, How are we going to be obtaining this loot? Is it going to take us forever like it has previously? Am I going to be getting tons of purples and stuff like that? That would be hugely frustrating if that's going to be the case. But with the change in luck, they claim that should help alleviate some of the problems they had in the past. But I'm still very much concerned about a lot of this stuff, which I imagine a lot of you guys are as well. But let me know what you guys make of the brand new Cataclysm, making sure that this is all the details for you guys. But I will be sure to throw links in the description below to any additional details, so be sure to check that out. But you're also probably wondering about the story as well. I promised you guys a little bit of backstory with what's going on with this Cataclysm. So the gist of that is the Dominion forces are in disarray and are scared of a power rising to the north. A new faction emerges from the Dominion that are led by Vera. Now, during their act of desperation, the Dominion triggered this Cataclysm, and freelancers are going to be responsible for silencing the Cataclysm. And there's going to, again, be the new cinematics, new stories. We already know that the actors and stuff like that have done mocap sessions and voice sessions and stuff like that. So, yeah, expect that to be a part of the 8-week-long adventure into this Cataclysm. But let me know what your concerns are about the Cataclysm, what you think about it. I mean, the new environment is definitely very cool looking. It kind of reminds me of like Rogue One and like the water, with the water, especially like Greece or something like that. But thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned here for more Anthem and open world gaming goodness. And I will see you all next time. Take care.